A very good evening to all of you. Let's start our session quickly. I would like to share my PPT to start with. Are you all able to see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much,
Unmute
Rajesh.
yourself and little discuss about the points what she is asking or she will ask to you guys so that the session will be little interactive.
Correct. So for now, I may request you all to please keep yourself on a mute, and I would open up interaction and dialogue with all of you, and then probably we can have open-ended conversation with each other. Okay. I see some noises in the backdrop. I would request you all to mute for a while. I would request you all to mute for a while. Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. So today's session is Communicate to Succeed, right? And this is based on NLP. You all would be thinking, what is NLP exactly? So yes, I'll be telling you about NLP also in a short brief. And yes, let's start. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Sheetal Jotwani. I am a corporate trainer and business coach, and my specialization is into neuro-linguistic programming, that is NLP. It's been like 15 years of dedication in enhancing human capabilities and transforming organizations. I started my company 6 years back in the name of Innovix Training and Consulting, and with a view to make the corporate place a little more better, stronger, to live stronger and for longer. Self-certified master practitioner of NLP, and it is about, you can say, a mindset and a behavioral certification. On a personal front, I am a doting mother to a teenager son and a compassionate wife to an IT professional who works for Accenture. I like reading book. Yes, our very own Chetan Bhagat's novels. I am also passionate about music and I'm someone who seeks adventure from life. One of my mantra of life is the best way to be is to be yourself. So that's also one of the belief of my success. Well, if you would like to follow me, I am available on LinkedIn. You can check out my blogs. They're very informative. They are based on succession planning and mindset as well. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So I would really like to know who is on the other side of the window. And I would request you all to put on your videos and your audios as well and start introducing yourself one by one. Let's start oriented and self-driven personality. So why are really soft skills needed in any organization? According to Harvard Business Schools, it says that only 85% of your technical skills, only 15% of the technical skills contribute to professional mastery or success. Rest of the 85% of the skills are the soft skill that contributes to professional mastery, that is success at workplace, right? And only 15% of the technical skills are required for you to be successful. And hence, soft skills are must for any profession. Making, right? Effective communication, the art of negotiation, selling skills, team building, all of these skills contribute to soft skill communication. What is communication? So communication is a process wherein we share messages via any media. It can be through email, it can be through verbal communication, oral communication, it can be through written communication, a note, a picture, right? So communication is a process of sharing or exchanging information with each other, right? There are different modes of communication. I would like you all to view a slide also as I take you through lectures. So communication is a process of exchange of messages. What do you mean by effective communication? Effective communication is the response that you get. So let's say if you're not able to derive outcome, right, or a probable response for the communication or the message that you have shared, that means you have not communicated it appropriately, right? So here, if you see in this image, the first image says that, you know, the person A is saying that, Bill, we have few break-ins in our yard or warehouse recently, and if you can buy a dog. And the other day, the staff, you can see the response. He has come along with a dog, right? So he has appropriately conveyed his message. He was able to create importance of his message, and that's how he got the result, that is response. So technically effective communication is the outcome achieved. So how will you really ensure that your communication is effective? So a couple of things that will ensure that your communication was effective is, first, ensure that you communicate using their language, their local language, the language that they understand in, the words, the key words that they use quite often, and communicate in their style to make them understand, right? So let's say you are in a professional setup, you are meeting a client or a vendor. Now this vendor is someone who is not very conversant in English, and you start speaking spoken English unless they relate to it, unless they understand. Also, the second is, are your business good? How will you check what is a we use? Or probably if it's your subordinate, you can always ask saying, so what will you do next? Can you help? How can I help you in, you know, going forward? So try and check what all he has understood and see where all you can help, and probably you can add few things to his list also, his action points. And the third thing is follow simple words and sentences, right? To make other people, give them some relativity, relate them with certain examples, especially during conflicts, or, you know, even during your sales call. When you're trying to explain your client, you can always relate them with a success story that, you know, we had a client and he was really happy with his current dasha situation. We provided this opportunity, we provided this service and off solve such problems. You know, this way you can make him things much more relative. You are creating an imagination for him, right? He will be actually able to imagine how you did literally help your client and how your services are so helpful, right? So try to relate through example that becomes even more easy for people to understand. So first is ensure that you speak in their language. Second is check back, follow what all they have understood by asking question. And third is relate them, giving us previous examples and one of the recent, relating to one of the recent examples or instances. Okay. Any questions so far? Something that you would like to ask? Any doubts? I can see some chats. Okay. I assume that we don't have any doubts and we move ahead. Okay. So what is NLP? I have completed master practitioner level in NLP, and this is one of the highest level of certification in the training world, right? So what exactly is NLP and how is this related to our day-to-day communication? So NLP, N stands for neuro. Neuro means the way we relate to any experiences, the way we understand any experience, right? When you all go for a movie or when you watch a movie on Netflix, recently kaun sa movie dekha tha? Which was the recent movie?
Money Heist.
Money Heist. I saw Upload, right? That was the recent series that I just finished. So when we saw certain things, when we see certain things, and it creates a certain kind of experience for us. The same web series that I'm seeing, I would love the series. I would love the visual. I would love the emotions or feelings in it. And the same series, other people would relate to it very different. Other people would like it. They would not like it, right? So neuro is the experience gathered by all senses. What are our senses? Eyes, that means the visual that we see, hear, auditory, taste, right? Touch, that is feeling, right? So these are our senses. And through these senses, the kind of experiences that we are creating in our life, right, is what we call it as a neuro. Now, what is linguistic? Linguistic means when we tag, when we, wow, this was mind blowing, or we say, shit, this was not worth watching, this was not worth living, right? So this is what we call it as a linguist. And programming is the habitual pattern that has been created, the conditioning, right? Certain conditioning is for good, like we brush our teeth regularly, we take bath regularly, we come to our emails regularly at the same time, we log on to our emails, we respond them. These are productive habits, but there are some non-productive habits like eating desserts, a lot of desserts, not less, not exercising, right? Maybe addiction to liquor. So these are certain conditioning that is not really appropriate, or they are like unproductive. Okay. So in a way, NLP is a software of a brain. It's a revolutionary science of how human brain works. And it's also a mode of achieving excellence in our life. Now, what is the correlation between NLP and communication? So the way you communicate with yourself, you actually create thoughts for yourself. Let's say when you are thinking, oh wow, this was a wonderful time, it was a happy moment for me. So you hear your thoughts are positive. You're thinking about positive moments, you're thinking about happy moments. And happy thoughts will create happy feelings, positive feelings, right? And feelings in return will create behavior. So if you're thinking happy, if you're thinking in positive terms, you will see yourself doing positive things, acting out positively. You'll be happy, you'll talk to people around you in a very positive way, in a happier way, you'll be calmer, right? And in return, your behavior will reinforce your thought process again. So if you are happy, you will again feel happy, you will think positively and in a happy state of mind, right? So that's the correlation of NLP and communication. So if you know how to communicate with yourself, you can actually manage the thoughts and your state of mind. You can manage your feelings, and in return, you can manage your behavior, and that will automatically add to productive habits. Okay, this is one of the tool of effective communication. Talk, talk mindset. So T stands for together. Together means sharing the conversation and not dominating it. What does this dominating means? So there are different types of personalities in this world, right? One of the personality is they just like to talk, share their part of story, their part of views, and they just want to dominate the entire conversation, right? You should include others also in the conversation. Now, how will you know, include, include people in your conversation? Ask questions. How will you ask questions? Hey, do you remember we had been to this cafe lately and it was fun there? You remember the guy in the cafe? What was his name? Make people speak, involve, and engage them in the conversation. Let everyone else also speak in the group. Let everyone else also be a part of conversation. Don't dominate it. Authentic. Authentic means just speaking what you feel and feeling what you speak. Walk the talk, basically. You should always speak with honesty and integrity, not just speak to impress everyone else in the room, or someone that is copy pasted, or someone that is not of your thought. And at times in a professional scenario, you have to be outrageously bold enough to speak what is going on in the current situation, rather than just, trying to be with the situation or accepting just like others. Listen and learn. Listen and learn means most of the times we listen just to prove our point or share our part of story. But I would invite you all to specifically listen to learn and understand more about others, gain more information about others or the context. This will help you in dealing with the conflicts effectively. This will also help you in gaining more and more friends for your life. Keep it simple, as in try to talk simple as far as possible and not presenting or lecturing. People do not like to be taught, they like to learn. So keep it simple, and if they really want to learn something from you, they'll ask questions, and probably then you can share your part of learning. So there are some tips to effective verbal communication. Clarity of thought. So generally, while speaking with your senior co-founders, management people, always think what is the outcome that you would like to produce. आप क्या outcome चाहते हो? आपका क्या objective है? What is it that you really want from their side? Or what do you really want from the conversation? First. Second is speak in a way which is amicable to their designation. When you're talking to seniors, give respect, because if you give respect, then only you will get respect, right? So have some mindset, have some mind mapping done already before you speak to them. Give a thought about what is it that you want to talk, what all points you want to cover, and before you even start talking or sharing your views or opinions or whatsoever. Clarity of speech. At times, when we are nervous or when we are inconfident, or probably when we are in loss of knowledge, our tone is bit sluggish. We all agree? हमारा tone थोड़ा सा sluggish हो जाता है. I mean, we start baffling or bambling at times, right? So try to avoid this sluggish sound, because other people would really understand that you are nervous and you're inconfident, and probably they might not be even able to catch your word. Clarity of speech also means pronunciation. Certain South Indian people, or probably with Bengali people also, they have some pronunciation issues. Do you all agree? Who would like to share one of the pronunciation that South Indian people do, pronunciation mistakes they do? Okay, nothing to feel bad about. It's just, I'm trying to make the conversation a little more interactive.
Yes,
TK?
ma'am. I'm from Telangana state, from south itself.
Yes.
Ma'am, you can I don't feel that entire South people are very like bad at pronunciation. Like they are okay, fine, good.
Right. I
Like
do
I feel,
agree.
yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Like we can feel that, ma'am. We have like entire South state are like they poor at Hindi. That's it. I can agree with that.
Correct. So I am just trying to say that pronunciation also plays an important role. While in an organizational context, if your pronunciation is not clear, people will not be able to be friendly with you. वो repo building नहीं हो पाएगा, because they will always have problem communicating with someone who is not able to pronounce with clarity. राइट नाउ ये जनरल थोड़ा बहुत अगर प्रोनाउंसिएशन इशू है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट वाइल इन माय जॉब डेज आल्सो आई हैव कम अक्रॉस विद मेनी पीपल who were not able to communicate in Hindi at all, and like most of them, the bunch were South Indians, and in one of my training sessions also, most of the people were from Tamil, and they were not able to relate to Hindi also, and they were also not able to relate to English much, right? So there I really faced a problem explaining them the concepts of communication and motivation, right? So clarity of speech also plays an important role in communicating your message effectively, right? Try to avoid slangs and jargons. Do you have any examples of the same?
Is this question to me?
I'm asking to all of you, whoever answers, I would be glad. Okay, there are certain slangs and jargons like LOL, LOL. We put that on WhatsApp, but we should avoid that while we are speaking to someone. LOL, that was fun, right?
Even array.
Array, yeah, yes. Try to avoid this in organizational context. Yes, yes. And beating the bush and out of the blue. What else? All right, we have few. So clarity of action. Again, when you're talking to people, when you're talking to your colleagues, subordinates, make sure that you tell them actually what are they supposed to do. पूरा story बता दिया, उनको समझ में भी आया, but उनका role क्या है ये भी बता दिया कीजिए आप. Just tell them what is it that you're expecting from them, because that might be the place wherein they might say that, oh, I thought you will do it. Oh, I thought I was not supposed to do anything. You did not tell. So always give a clarity of action points. What is it that they are supposed to do? Okay. Authentic self. We have already been working on authentic self. Be honest and sincere to yourself. That's one of the most important part of communication. Say what you feel. Confidence, we are going to cover few slides on confidence, on boosting confidence. Knowledge, always speak something that you know about, right? Something that you have implemented practically. Don't just speak, don't just share a part of knowledge which you are not 100% sure of, probably, which you haven't implemented, and probably something that is just a copy paste. You might affect integrity and trust on others. So be careful about knowledge part. Correct information. Make sure that the information from where you have derived is a correct source. It's an authenticated source. It should be significant. It should be available in records, so that whenever you are being asked, you should be always able to produce the backup information. Completeness. Always complete your conversations, be it verbal communication, be it written communication. Make sure that it is complete in every form. People should be able to relate to your objectives and the end result and the action points. Active listening. I think active listening is something that needs to be practiced a lot. We don't want to listen to people. We just want to speak up. And after some point of time, even if we are listening, we are completely zoned out, right? And then we are loss of information, and then comes the conflict. Ask open-ended and close-ended question. We'll be learning this particular tool. And respect. How do you respect others? How do you show respect to others? Yes, how do you show respect to others? Eye contact, passing them a smile, making them comfortable, offering them a best seat, right? And maybe offering them a glass of water or a coffee, whatever best is available in your capacity, right? And make sure that your message is being understood by the receiver. Check back. So at times we are very vague in our conversation. Say what you mean and mean what you say. It means कई बार हम लोग मेल पे लिखते हैं, I'll get back to you shortly on this, or maybe I'll revert to you. Be right back. So what does exactly shortly mean to you? One of my clients, when he says I'll revert you shortly, it means 15 minutes. For me, shortly is half a day. For some other people, it's also 1 day. And for few of my coaches, my mentees whom I am coaching and to whom I actually give assignments on regular basis, for them shortly is 1 week. So what do you mean by shortly? Write precisely by saying, hello sir, I shall get back to you by end of the day, or maybe in a half day's time, or maybe by tomorrow, a couple of hours, right? Again, when you say this information is appropriate, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, try to make it more specific. appropriate in what way, calculations गलत है, specifications check करना है, specification में exactly क्या check करना है, address गलत है, address में exactly what, pin code is missing, pin code is not there, it's incorrect, right? So try to make it more specific to other people. I'm not feeling good. Now we all have only two vocabularies when it comes to feeling, happy or sad. I think you should expand your vocabulary. Like, I'm tired, I feel a little anxiety, I feel ecstatic, I feel mesmerized, I feel excited, thrilled, enthusiastic. We have so many words. Why are you really deprived of words? Why are you using only those two words? So how do you communicate with others depends a lot on how you communicate with yourself. You all experience that, after every while you have this soft window coming out, popping out from either your right side or left side or on the top side of your brain, which keeps troubling you. ये क्या हो रहा है यार मेरे साथ? किसके साथ बात करना है यार? Who's gonna call now? Why the hell should I speak to this person, right? Most of the times, this soft dialogue, this inner voices are negative. 70% of the times they are negative. And imagine if 70% of the times they are negative, what positive outcome or behavior are you expecting from yourself? Are you all able to understand and relate? I hear no one. That was lazy. People are chatting.
No, ma'am, I'm here. I can listen.
Okay. Right. So how do you really have a positive speech with yourself? Tell yourself, instead of saying, this looks difficult, yaar, nahi manage ho payega, tell yourself, yes, I would try doing this, even though it looks slightly difficult to me. This is how you can convert your negative speech into positive speech. So instead of saying no all the time, say yes, it looks difficult, but I can manage it. Somebody is approaching you and asking help from you. You're already overloaded. Instead of saying no, not now, tell him, I should be able to give you, but only by evening, right? This is positive speech. I think we have some resources to start with. Do you remember when we were just, wish other people? You all agree? And we all keep saying in the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you mean by active listening? So first of all, active listening means listening through all your senses. Senses, okay? How do they feel when they are sharing their part of story or talking about any topic, right? While you listen, while you observe them, also listening to them, right? Listening to their content, listening to their stories, right? While you are listening, you also have to nod them, right? Yes, you are listening. And while you nod, you also have to paraphrase, like you have to repeat after them. While you paraphrase, you also have to reflect upon yourself if you would have come across such circumstances, or if you have some part of knowledge about the subject. And if you have, you can also open a dialogue with them, right? Reflect upon yourself, and probably to show that you are listening to them, you can always ask questions. Ask them questions pertaining to that particular discussion, the way discussion is going ahead, right? And summarize that yes, these things happen nowadays and it has become a very common factor and we should be very careful about it. Summarize. Okay, so that that's how you can build a strong relation with the other person. This is how you can actively listen to other people. This is one of the most important prerequisite of communication, effective communication, right? So in fact, even if you remember, all your friends, best friends, they are the active listeners. They are the ones who listen to you actively, right? They know what all emotions are going through within you. They know in a particular context how would you behave. They are the ones who are actively listening to you. Okay, so what are the benefits of active listening? It's part of effective communication. Get more information about the subject, about other person. This also helps you in getting along with everyone else, strengthening your relationship bond. This also will help you in managing conflicts. Less conflicts will happen if you listen. If you listen properly, you have a proper idea of where exactly are things shaping up and how they are shaping up. And yes, of course, your productivity altogether will be enhanced. Let us watch this video as well.
Peter, I want to talk to you about this afternoon's appointment because there's something very particular I want to make sure you know.
Yeah, we got to get the food there on time this time, Joanna.
Yes, we have to get the food on time, but that's not it. This is a culturally different food than what we're used to.
What we order Chinese food.
No, it's not the Chinese food. It's that this group manages Q&A.
Just want to make sure that Chinese food is better than this stuff.
It's not the food. It's the Q&A. Peter, it's the way they manage Q&A.
Q&A is not a problem for me, Joanna. I'm really fine with Q&A. It's where I should.
It's not you. It's them.
That's
They
the
don't.
time.
At the time, it's fine.
Okay, but don't worry about the Q&A. It'll be fine. I'll see you later.
Peter, you're not listening to me.
Ignore distractions and focus. First, don't interrupt. Second, make good eye contact. And third, paraphrase for understanding.
Peter, I want to talk to you about this afternoon's client meeting because there's something very particular I want to make sure you know about this group. Well, they're a Japanese group. They don't interact during Q&A in the same way.
So what does it mean for you?
Well, it means that you should probably plan to lecture a little bit more and then break into smaller groups. Don't expect the same amount of interaction.
Okay, so for Q&A, really don't expect that lecture more because they're not going to say too much.
Exactly.
Got
That's it.
Okay, see you later.
Good. And hey, I like that tie.
Consulting services and tips, go to don'tquityourdayjob.net.
Okay, so yes, what was your learning from the video? Anybody would like to share their part of learning? Yes.
Yes, definitely. In the first clip, that was something like she was not explaining the things a very structured manner, and the other person also was not ready to listen that and not making any eye contact. And in the second clip, we can definitely say that the listener has given some time or attentive time to listen the other person, and the conversation goes in a very positive way.
Right. So making other people listen to you is also an art. You should equally be interesting, engaging, and yet patient. Information in our